Good morning, everyone. The part 6 of the lesson DNF block element is the lanthanoid. We are talking about the lanthanoid. So, in the part 6, the first heading is the magnetic properties. Magnetic properties means the magnetic properties of the lanthanoid, because we are discussing about the lanthanoid. So ions which contain all the paired electron are diamagnetic. Diamagnetic is paired electrons. So the ions which contain all the paired electrons are diamagnetic, and while which contain unpaired electrons, they are known as the paramagnetic. So the paramagnetic property is because of the presence of the unpaired electron. So among the trivalent lanthanoid ions, lanthanum, we are talking about the lanthanum, which have the 4f0 and the 4f0 or the 4f14 electronic configuration. They are the diamagnetic, and all the other trivalent lanthanoid ions are paramagnetic because they have the unpaired electron. Which contain the unpaired electron means they are the paramagnetic, and which have the paired electron means they are the diamagnetic. Now the next property is that is a basic character. This is the next heading. Basic character of hydroxides. Here we are talking about the hydroxide of the lanthanoid. So the basic character of hydroxide means all the lanthanoid form hydroxide of the formula. The formula for the hydroxide is Ln. This is the general formula. OH whole 3. This is general representation for the lanthanoid. LnOH whole 3. This is the basic or the general formula for the hydroxide of the lanthanoids. And these are ionic and basic in character. They are strong bases than the aluminum hydroxide, but weaker than the calcium hydroxide. Since the ionic size decreases from lanthanum to lutetium, that is the Lu3+. So the basicity of the hydroxide decreases in the same order. This is the order for the decrease in the basic character or the basicity. Thus NaOH whole 3. This is because this is the general formula, that is for the lanthanum hydroxide. This one is the strongest base. This is the strongest base, while at the end this is the lutetium, that is LuOH whole 3. This is the weak base, or this is the weakest base, whereas this one is the strongest base, and this one is the weakest base. So this is the basic character of the hydroxide of the lanthanoid. Now the third important property is atomic. This is a very important property. Atomic or ionic radii. Atomic or ionic radii. And lanthanoid, this is a very important topic, lanthanoid contraction. Lanthanoid contraction. Ionic or atomic or ionic radii and the lanthanoid contraction. So in lanthanoid series, with increasing atomic number, means as the atomic number increases, with increasing atomic number, the atomic and the ionic radii decreases. As the atomic number increases, the atomic or ionic radii decreases. As the atomic number increases, the atomic or ionic radii decreases from one element to the another. But the decrease is very small. The decrease, the decrease which takes place in between the atomic radii, that amount is very small. For example, on moving from the cerium to lutetium, the atomic radii decreases from 183 to 173, and the unit is picometer. 183 to 173 picometer, and the decrease is only here, difference is 10 picometer. This is a very small difference. 10 picometer is the difference. Similarly, the ionic radii decreases from 103 to 85 picometer on moving from cerium 3 plus to lutetium 3 plus. This is the ionic radii. This one is the atomic radii, this is the atomic radii, and this one is the ionic radii, because and the ionic radii, that's why I have put here the ions. So this is the ionic radii, and the decrease is only, how much is the difference? That is the 18 picometer is the difference. Now look at here, from cerium to lutetium, the atomic number is increases. The atomic number is increases, but the atomic radii as well as the ionic radii is decreases. The atomic number is increases, but the ionic or the atomic radii is decreases, or this is a very small decrease. The value of the decrease or the gap of the reducing gap is a very small, but it is decreases, and this is a very small decrease in comparison to the element of other group or the period. So the steady decrease in the atomic or the ionic sizes of the lanthanoid elements with increasing atomic number. The atomic number I have already told you here, the atomic number is increases, but the ionic or the atomic radii is decreases. So this decrease, when the atomic number is increases but the ionic or the atomic radii is decreases, in case of the lanthanoid element, this is known as the lanthanoid contraction. This process or this behavior is known as the lanthanoid contraction. So what is the cause of the lanthanoid contraction? Let us discuss the cause. In lanthanoid series, as we move from one element to the another element, in the lanthanoid series, here this is only for the lanthanoid. In the lanthanoid series, when we move from the one element to the another, the nuclear charge increases by 1 unit and 1 electron is added. The nuclear charge increases by 1 unit and 1 electron is added. So the new electron are added to the same inner shell, and that is which shell? We are talking about the 4f subshell. However, the 4f electrons shield each other from the nuclear charge quite poorly because of a very diffused shape of the f orbital. The shape of f orbital is very diffused, and the nuclear charge, however, increases by 1 at each step. Hence, with increasing atomic number, the nuclear charge, the effective nuclear charge experienced by each 4f electron, the electron which are present in the 4f cell. As a result, the whole of the 4f electron shell contracts at each successive element, though the decrease is very small, and this result in the gradual decrease in the size of the lanthanoid, because it decreases from cerium to lutetium. So the gradual decrease in the size of the lanthanoid takes place with increase in the atomic number, and the sum of the successive reduction or successive decrease give the total lanthanoid contraction. This is the reason for the lanthanoid contraction. Now let us discuss consequences. Consequences. What are the consequences? That is discussed. So the important consequences of lengthenoid contraction are: the first is resemblance of second and third transition series. Resemblance of second and third transition series. So it has a significant effect. This lengthenoid contraction has a significant effect on the relative properties of the element before and after the lengthenoid in the periodic table. And as we can see, we have the table in the NCERT book that there is a regular increase in the size from the scandium to the yttrium and lanthanum, or yttrium to lanthanum. Similarly, we expect normal increase in the size of the other group. However, after the lanthanoid, the increase of the ionic radii from second to the third transition series almost vanishes, and the pair of the element that is, if we are talking about the molybdenum and the tungsten, possess almost the same size, and the property of these elements are also very similar. And as a result of the lanthanoid contraction, the element of the second and the third transition series, we have already discussed about the transition series, the second transition series and the third transition series resemble each other much more than the element of the first and the second transition series. Now the second consequence is similarity. This is similarity among lanthanoid. This is the second consequence of the lanthanoid contraction. Because of a very small change in the radii, we have already discussed, the change is very small. Here the 10 picometer and here the 18 picometer. So this is a very small difference. So because of a very small change in the radii of the lanthanoids, their chemical properties are quite similar. And thus it is very difficult to separate the element in the pure state. If we want to separate the one lanthanoid from the other lanthanoid, so it is very difficult for us, because this the change is very small. So recently there are so many methods by which we can separate them, like the fractional crystallization or ion exchange technique we have used to separate the mixture of the lanthanoid. Now the next topic is actinoids. This is the next group of the F block element. So the 14 elements which follows, and that is actinium. This is from actinium to thorium. This is thorium to lawrencium. This is lawrencium. So the 14 element which follow actinium from thorium to lawrencium, this is 90, atomic number is 90, and this is 103 in the periodic table are called lanthanoids, and these are analogous to the actinoid and involve the filling of the 5f orbitals. They involve the filling of the 5f orbitals. As in the case of the lanthanoid, the name of the series is after the name of the preceding elements, actinium, with which these elements closely resemble. And if we are talking about the electronic configuration, so we know very well here the filling of the 5f orbital takes place, and actinium has the electronic configuration. If we have talk about the actinium, that is the 61 and the 7s2. So from thorium onwards, 5f get progressively filled, and because of the almost equal energy of the 5f and 60 orbital, the energy of the 5f and the 60 orbital is almost similar. So because their energy is similar, so there are some uncertainties regarding the filling of the 5f and the 60 subshell, and the electron may enter either of these two subshell. Therefore there is a doubt whether thorium contain the 5f electron or not. This is a confusion about the thorium. This is the confusion about the thorium. Now, because of the uncertainties, different workers have suggested the different configuration, but the most widely accepted configuration for the actinoid is, that is, this is the 5f, again 1 to 14, because the maximum number of electron in the f orbital is 14, 6d 0 to 1 ns2. This is the most suitable electronic configuration for the actinoid. And if we are talking about the physical properties of the actinoid, so the melting and the boiling point of the actinoids are moderately high, but they are considerably lower than those of the transition element, and there is no regular trend in the melting and the boiling point value. There is no regular trend, and the density of the actinoid first increases and then decreases. There is a variation. First of all, it is increases and then it is decreases. And if we talk about the ionization energy or the enthalpy, so the ionization enthalpy of the early actinoids are not accurately known. We have no fact or evidence for the actinoid ionization enthalpy of the actinoid, but these are lower than those of the early lanthanoid, and this is due to the fact that when the 5f orbital are beginning to be occupied, they penetrate less into the inner core of the electron, and therefore they move strongly shielded from the that is from the nuclear charge, then are of the 4f electron of the corresponding lanthanoid, and as a result the outer electron of the actinoids are less firmly held by the nucleus, and hence the ionization enthalpies are the lower, because there is a shielding effect. Penetration is there, or the shielding effect is there. That's why the outermost electron are not tightly held by the nucleus, and if the outermost electron are not strongly held by the nucleus, so definitely there will be a low ionization enthalpy. Actinoids are also colored, their ions are also colored, and again the fact is same, that is the FF transition. This is same, FF transition. Because of the FF transition, they are colored. The color of the actinoid ion depend upon the number of the 5f electron, and the ion containing no 5f electron, or 7 means half filled, or exactly means half filled electron, so they are the colorless. They are assumed to be colorless. And the ion containing the 2 to 6 electron in the 5f subshell, they are colored because they are unpaired. That's why they are colored. And the colored arise due to the electronic transition between the various energy state within the 5f subshell, and that is known as the FF transition, because the electrons are easily go from one f orbital to the another f orbital, and that is the main reason for the color. And the most of the actinoid ion are paramagnetic. Paramagnetic means they have the unpaired electron. That's why they are the paramagnetic, because they contain unpaired electron, and we know very well when there will be unpaired electron, definitely such element or such compound show the paramagnetic behavior. And same as the lanthanoid, that is the lanthanoid contraction, they have the actinoid contraction. Actinium, that is the actinoids, have the actinoid contraction, and the size of the atom or the ion of the actinoid decreases regularly along the series with the increase in the atomic number from actinium to the lawrencium. Atomic number is increases from actinium to the lawrencium, but the size, atomic size or ionic size is gradually decreases. So this regular decrease in the ionic radii with increase in the atomic number, they show a type of a contraction, and such contraction is known as the actinoid contraction. That is called the actinoid contraction. It is similar to that of the lanthanoid contraction, and the actinoid contraction is due to the imperfect shielding of one 5f electron by another in the same subshell, and therefore as we move along the series, the nuclear charge and the number of the 5f electron increases by 1 unit at each step. And however, due to the imperfect shielding of the 5f orbital, the effective nuclear charge increases, which result in the contraction of the size. That is the main reason behind the contraction, why the contraction takes place in the size. And like lanthanoid, actinoids also form complexes. They form complexes. However, actinoid have a greater tendency to form complexes in comparison to the lanthanoid, and this is because of their higher charge and the smaller size of the ion. So these are the important characteristic of the lanthanoids and the actinoids. We have discussed almost everything about the lanthanoid and the actinoids, and if we want to discuss the uses, so uses means for the one of the member of the actinoid is the thorium. So thorium is used in the manufacture of the fine rods for the atomic reactor. Thorium salt are nowadays used in the medicine, in the treatment of the cancer. Uranium salt impart green color to the glasses, and uranium is also used in the nuclear reactor, in the nuclear fission process. And the uranium salt are also used in the textile industry. In the textile industry, uranium salt is used, ceramic industries and the medicine, the uranium is used, and the thorium is used in the form of the oxide. Thorium, if we are talking about the thorium, so it is used in the form of oxide, that is THO2. This is the oxide of the thorium for making the gas mentals. This is for making the gas mentals.